This sketchbook is so close to being finished. Akira, why did you wake up? You look so groggy. You look like a poor groggy little baby. You just woke up because you heard me talking. Lily's there. Seraphina is the lump right there. But this sketchbook is so close to being finished. It's not looking amazing. Because, oh, she chunky. I hate how the spine does that. Comes away. But, it's a well-used sketchbook, I guess. I started using my oil pastels again, because I first got the oil pastels because I was influenced too by TikTok, and I didn't really enjoy using them immediately. But I tried using them, and then I ended up getting those Posca pastels that are wax-based. And I've been using those Posca pastels for a while. Actually, you can see exactly where I started with the Posca pastels. Oh, I didn't realise I'd been doing so much with the Posca pastels. Most of that is with them. Okay. Ooh. So I started using the Posca pastels at these two pages. Started on this. Oh. It is the 5th month now. January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, 5th month. So I've been using them for about a month now. And apparently that is about a month's worth of art. Of traditional art. That makes sense. I haven't done any digital art in like 2 months. But I can see I've been using the Posca pastels for about a month. And then I went back and tried the oil pastels again. And I think after using the Posca pastels for a while, I do like the oil pastels a little better. This is with oil pastel. Like, I think getting some practice with the oil pastels set me up so with the Posca pastels set me up so I had a little more patience for the I need both hands. Give me a moment. As I was saying, I think using the Posca pastels for a while allowed me to get used to using pastels in general and build up some patience. Wee. That is a squishmallow she's mushing. Usually it just sits there, but in the last week or so she's claimed it as hers. It is hers now. So I thought today... let me sit up better. I'm now sat slightly more upright. I thought today I could do a little oil pastel drawing. I'm still not the most practiced with them. Is my camera blurry? Mish. Give me a moment. It's a focusing issue, I think. I figured I'd use the oil pastels today. Should have grabbed the pen before I started recording. Where are my oil pastels, actually? Oh, they're all the way over there. I actually did a little, I did a little swatch in one of my other sketchbooks. Well, I say a little swatch, but it's not really a little swatch. But I did a page in it, this sketchbook. Its spine is also not holding out brilliant. But then I've also got that purple one that I completed, the little square one. Actually, no, it's not purple. I don't remember what color it is. And when you look at that one, its spine isn't doing amazing either. It's at my desk, I think. Yeah. See? You can see all the colours of oil pastels I have. Nearly sat that on Serafina. She wouldn't have appreciated that. Right. My pen. You can see it's a little bit stained red because I have red hair, and to maintain red hair you have to put red dye in it, like on a semi-regular basis, and doing that means you get red stained hands and everything you own ends up being stained red. That's just how it goes with red hair. Everything you love becomes just a little bit stained red. It is the 6th of May. Wait, January, February, March, April. 5th month. Yeah, I did write 5. I didn't actually think about what I wanted to draw before I started recording. Serafina's moving. She gets cold easily, so she's usually under the blanket. Yeah. Who do I want to draw? I want to draw Novaly. I really need to work on Human Redefined more. Like, I keep redoing the pages I already have, and that's not helping me get anywhere. I need to stop the cycle of redoing. And actually kind of write out a more cohesive plot. Like, I need to get it nailed down exactly what I am doing, because what I have so far is not great. And my banner on Twitter has been a Human Redefined thing for so long, but I haven't even really done much on Human Redefined. Like, my banner is advertising Human Redefined, and Human Redefined is not going anywhere. Akira's still purring, because she's incredibly baby. She's probably just happy because she can hear me talking. I've accidentally been pretty nocturnal lately. Like, it is 4 AM that I'm recording this at. And I will probably go to sleep at like 8 AM and then sleep until the evening. And that is not great. Especially since I'm probably getting groceries on Thursday, and my grandmother is staying at my aunt's for a while, so on Thursday it would be my grandfather taking me in to get groceries, and then we'll probably go see my grandmother. Either that or we'll go see my grandmother and she'll take me to get groceries, depending. And obviously, either way, I have to get a silly little beverage as a gift for my grandparents. Because that's the way it goes. If you get groceries, a silly little beverage is an important part of it. Every person who was involved in grocery shopping gets a silly little beverage. And usually, even if my nana takes me grocery shopping, I'll usually get a beverage and bring it home to Granddad. I usually get Granddad a different random drink each week, like for him to try. I got the Mogu Mogu juice one time, and now he gets that all the time to take to work because he likes that, and I find that very amusing. I think it's really fun when you find a drink or a bit of food and to give it to a family member for them to try, and they end up really liking it. I think that's neat. I absolutely love using these Legami pens for sketches because they're erasable pens, and I just think the purple sketches look so much cooler. Or I was using the pink ones first, and I really like that too. And also I've got the orange one. I just think the sketches look way cooler when they're, in a colour, and I like that they're erasable, so if I do make a mistake, I can fix it, or if I have a bit that I want to erase, I can erase it. like so. Noverly actually has freckles, but I don't know how to do freckles with the oil pastels. I'm still very much learning. If you have advice or tips when it comes to oil pastels, I am open to hearing them. I just have this 36 pack of oil pastels from Faber-Castell, because I got them for a decent price. I'm sure they're not the best oil pastels, and maybe when I've used these ones more so, and used them up more, I will get a different brand to try. If you have recommendations on your favourite oil pastel brands, I would love to hear that too. So I'm going to do the skin tones first. So I like to start with the darkest skin tone. I think it's actually better if you start with the light ones. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's start with the pink for the blushy kind of colours. I should have grabbed the larger piece, shouldn't I? I find it a lot easier to blend with the Posca pastels, but you know what? I'm sure I'll get the hang of it with these eventually. Lily is snoring a little bit. You probably can't hear her, but she is right there, snoring very gently. I'm surprised Terry hasn't come up into the room, because I was sitting here quite quietly for the last hour or so, and usually if I go to bed, she will end up sleeping on her spot over there. Maybe the fact that I was watching videos on TikTok while, what was I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I'm very good at forgetting what I was doing immediately after I'm doing it. Which is why I really like using Dailyo to enter in what I'm doing throughout the day. Otherwise, I have no idea what I'm doing. Or what I have been doing. But usually when I go to sleep, Terry ends up in the room. Terry is my foster cat. My formerly feral foster cat. She's still a little bit feral. She's still a little uncertain about humans. She's meant to be a foster cat, but I think she might just be here forever. Like, I think she might just be a permanent cat of mine at this stage. Which, you know what, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I also usually, with the oil pastel, I like to have a paintbrush. And my paintbrush was just in the water dish. So I can brush away all this extra schmutz. My pink pastel had some blue in it. But whatever. Adding a bit of colour is fun. So this is our lightest part of the skin tone. I'm probably pressing down too hard because it is in fact hurting my wrist a little bit. I also tend to accidentally snap these oil pastels. I have the same problem with the other pastels, the wax-based ones, because my hands are always either freezing cold or hot. There is no in between. And when they're warm, they tend to melt, the pastels. So yeah, that do be a thing. Let's get a little bit more pink on the inner eye. So Novalee is actually non-binary, but Novalee is non-binary in a doesn't really care kind of way. Like, you can refer to Novalee as she or they. They don't really mind. Both are technically correct. But Novalee doesn't interact with a lot of people in their life, so, like, the people she does interact with tend to be the close people, like her team. She's in a team with Yuna, Cassie, and what was the other member's name? She's got a 4-people team, and those are the people she interacts with the most, and other than that, nobody doesn't care how anyone else refers to them. I'm not actually quite sure if Novalee and Cassie are twins or just sisters. Like, I don't know if they're the exact same age or if one's a little bit older. They're, they're obviously siblings in a way where they look enough alike that they can pretend to be each other. But I don't know if that's because they're just siblings that happen to look really similar, or if they're identical twins. I haven't actually decided yet. I mean, I guess they can't be identical twins because Novalee has orange eyes and Cassie has green eyes. And I think for them to be identical, they would have to be identical, as in same colour eyes. Like, I don't think identical twins can have any differences. By that I mean, obviously, differences at birth. At birth they would be exactly the same, because their DNA is exactly the same. Obviously, once they've grown up, one of them could easily gain weight and end up heavier than the other, but genetically they're the same. I'm sure I don't need to explain the concept of twins. I like to add a little bit of orange to the skin tone sometimes too. Where is my orange? Just because I feel like it adds some kind of interest to the skin. Because, you know, your skin isn't like flat pink or flat white. Yeah, this one's crankled from my horrible, nasty little hands. Blend it in a little bit better. I wish I could, like, sharpen these, but they don't fit in my pencil sharpener. I'd love to have, like, a nice pointy bit to colour from. I would find that a lot, I think that would make it a lot more easier for me to have control when using these. And of course, as always, when it comes to any of my videos, feel free to tell me about your own projects or what you've been up to in the comments, or your own feelings about whatever art supplies you've been using. Honestly, just anything that you feel like you would like to talk about, I would love to read about. I don't always know what to say in response, but if it's something you want to talk about, I would like to read it. Yeah, I think that's enough fussing over the skin tone. Orange. Let's use a light orange. This is like a golden yellow for the inner bit. This is a different one, I think. Or is it the same? Did I just pick up the same one again? That wouldn't surprise me. My horrible mushed orange. Mish, 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 mish. Right, so she has blonde here. Let's go with this yellow here. Can't quite get there because of the bend of the page. Whoopsie-doopsie. I'm extra not good at staying in the lines when using pastels. Well, when using these thick, chunky oil pastels, that is. That's another thing I think I like the wax pastels better for, is the fact they're slimmer and I find them easier to handle. And the fact they fit in my pencil sharpener. But it's so exciting that I'm nearly done with this sketchbook. I think finishing a sketchbook is always super exciting. But then it's probably not that surprising that I would be so close to finishing this, because, you know, in the last 2 months I have only done traditional art, so that's been all of my art being focused into the sketchbook. Well, yeah, pretty much all of it. I do have other sketchbooks, but this is the one I've been primarily using. Usually I use other sketchbooks if I've used glue or something in this one, because I've got that Mod Podge that I put over top of the oil pastel, so it won't transfer over to the next page. So I primarily use other sketchbooks when I'm waiting for the glue to dry, and this one's a little bit of a lighter yellow. I'm definitely pressing down too hard because this hurts my wrist. Sometimes I wish I could write and draw with both hands. It would be excellent. And then I could do some colouring with my left hand and let this wrist have a little bit of a rest. I know I'm doing the most rough colouring, but, you know, it's not everything has to be perfect and lovely. Things can be a little bit ugly. Not that I think this is at all ugly. I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out. Like, I'm really happy with how I've done the skin tone. And I'm liking the way the hair is turning out so far. But, you know, you don't have to put utter focus and make everything perfect. Meow. The other thing that bugs me a little bit about oil pastels compared to the wax pastels is the fact that they leave all the crummy, which, you know, is the point of the paintbrush, to brush the crummy away. And I kind of find these harder to work with. I mean, I think I'm getting better with them, but, you know, practice makes perfect. Do I want to colour? Not really sure. Yeah, may as well. Not sure why I'm going for the purple. I think I just didn't want to use black. I actually added a list of every character in the back that is drawn in this sketchbook. So when I do a tour of this, you'll be able to know how many times I drew each character. But then some characters don't actually have a name yet, because I'm pretty bad about just randomly drawing a new character and not immediately naming them. So not everyone has names, which can make it confusing when you want to list all the characters and they don't have a name. I think I use... What colour do I usually make those little hair ties? I don't know. Yeah, I did not blend this with the purple very well. Yep, that did not blend very well. In fact, I think the purple has kind of just disappeared into there a little bit. If I put it over, if I brush the other way, I'll end up with purple streaks in the blonde. I don't think I will colour the back. Let's go with green. Yay! Novalee, my beloved. Now, usually the thing I do so that won't rub off or rub into the next page is I will use Mod Podge. Because with the wax pastels, I use that clear book cover stuff, but I cannot do the same with the oil pastels because it's oil pastel and the clear book stuff just does not stick to that, so it would not work. I mean, I tried it on a previous page in the sketchbook. It did not work very well. It has made that page look very messy. I would show you, but I have the little clippies on there. Akira's still purring next to me. I can't get the lid off. Give me a moment. I have gotten the lid off. I have a little water cup here. Little bit of glue. Let's start with the light colours at the top. And do the purple part last. So I have less chance of smudging purple into everything. I guess I've got a chance of smudging green into it. For when you do it with the oil pastels, even with putting this over it, once the glue is dried down, you can still run your fingers over it and feel the texture to the page. There is no removing the texture, which I think is fine. I think it's fun. You can flip through the sketchbook and feel each of the pages. Well, the pages that aren't covered in the clear book cover stuff. And there's a bit of hair in the glue. Oh no, I'm not really bothered by that. By the looks of it, it is a piece of fur from the cat. Oh, that's a line from the sketch, I think, there. Not a big fur, but there is a bit of fur there. It's you! I moved my foot earlier, because usually sitting, like, if I sit in a position and my legs are still for too long, I will lose feeling in my legs. Same thing with my arms. If I keep my arm in one position for too long, I will lose feeling in it. I feel like I just lose feeling in different limbs a lot easier than I should. But I was trying to wiggle my feeties, and poor Lily got a startle and she leapt. She looked like she was having a very dramatic reaction to me wiggling my feet. But then she curled up and went straight back to sleep, so clearly she was not bothered by it for that long. You can see I've also got my crayons there. I haven't used them in a while, but they're still just there because they fit in that slot. I'll probably end up covering that little bit there with the clear papery stuff so it won't stick to itself. Because this stuff, you can only use it, if you're using it in a sketchbook, you can only use it on one side of the page or it will stick to itself, and then you have to peel the two pages apart, and you've got the risk of damaging your drawing. And that is not very fun. That is something I learnt the difficult way in one of my earlier sketchbooks. But that has been today's little journey. Thank you all for coming along with me for this little oil pastel drawal. Did I bring my journal back in here? But yes, thank you all for joining me on today's little journey. On today's little artwork. There will be more artwork in future. Hopefully on a regular basis. I have somewhat of a plan figured out. I just have to, stick to it. Lily would say thank you as well, but she is busy snoozing. Because she is just a little snooze baby. I just took a picture, I think.